Hi everyone, it's me, Vinny again. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do it this whole week. I've been busy with school and studying and whatnot for tests. Hope you understand. I did mostly good last week. That Seahawks 49ers game was a classic that I'm going to remember probably for an extended period of time. Definitely currently the leader of the game of the year. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. You know what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about that Steelers Browns game on Thursday Night Football. Again, looks like a rekindling of the rivalry. This was a very, very brutal game. This was a very, very defensive game. Not a lot of great quarterback play, especially not really great quarterback play from Mason Rudolph. There was a lot of injuries. There was a lot of injuries on both sides. Juju was down. Some of the Browns players were down. Some players were taken out. Players were injured. And the Browns won, but it sure didn't feel like a win in the end for the team. At the very end of the game, Myles Garrett sacks Mason Rudolph. Then he gets heated. Then he rips off his helmet. And then he bashes Mason Rudolph on the head with it. And then Larry Ogunjobi of the Browns also shoves him onto the ground. That's despicable. That is despicable. That's one of the most disgusting plays I've ever seen on a field. It is truly disgusting. It's repulsive. What's one of the biggest rules? Do not use a helmet as a weapon. Myles, you used a helmet as a weapon. Don't do that. That's why. What should he do? It's simple. The NFL needs to make a statement. They need to make a statement to prove that this BS is not acceptable. So what would you do? Suspend him for the entire season at least. I think he'll at least be suspended for 2 seasons. But if you really want to make a statement, suspend him for the rest of the season. He's having a great year. I understand that. But the Browns have been an absolute dysfunctional mess this entire season. Freddie Kitchens is in over his head. Baker Mayfield has not been great. OBJ has been kind of loose. I mean, one of the few bright spots was Myles Garrett, but you can't even say that anymore because he just freaking bashed Mason Rudolph. He basically assaulted another player. That's not right. No, I don't think he's going to be arrested. I know people are saying that. No, they're not going to arrest him. He let his emotions get the best of him. Now, I'm not saying what he did was wrong, was right. It wasn't. It's wrong. But you need to make a statement. I don't know if now some are saying like he could have really hurt him. He's okay. Well, he still hit him over the head with the helmet. You hit him over his head, his unprotected head, right across the head, right by the temple. You understand that's the softest part of the skull. Don't you understand that? Please, for the sake of the Browns. Freddie Kitchens, I think either way what happens, he should be fired at the end of the season. I understand the Browns have gone through so many head coaches like a freaking roulette, but it doesn't matter. They should have kept Greg Williams. No, it's not Antonio Brown all over again. I don't know what you're saying there because the relations are completely different. It's unbelievable. This should be a big win for the Browns. Instead, both of them really come out of that game feeling that they lost. Steelers lost the game, and the Browns lost their best player potentially for the whole season. What a disgrace. What a disgrace. I don't understand what's going on over there with the Browns. You get rid of Antonio Callaway, okay, maybe he was a bit of a numbskull. Bruh. Bruh. You know what you just saw at the end? So you saw an altercation, an assault essentially. You saw a borderline assault on the field. His hair's kind of dangling, but whatever. It's just unfathomable. It's unquestionably bad. Freddie Kitchens deserves to be fired at the end of the season. The NFL deserves to go on hard. And I would not be shocked if he potentially gets suspended for a couple games next season as well. You need to make a statement that it's uncalled for, and make sure it's suspended without pay, without any money whatsoever. Yes, but you're going overboard where you did the salt from the... I'm seeing a bit of both sides, honestly. Like, who knows what they do? Make sure it's the right way. I mean, this is uncalled. Again, this is just stupid. I do think he could apply for reinstatement maybe next season. I could see that. But I don't know. It's hard to really say. It's way too early. This just happened. It's a lot of emotions bottled up right now. So who knows what's going to be the case. Anything could happen at any point at any time. But they got to make the right decision right here. And the right decision is easily to suspend him for the rest of the season. I understand he's a leader on that team. But if a leader on your team does something like that, then the leadership of your team should be called into question, don't you think? I mean, just an idea. Take it how you want. But I certainly would. If I'm a Browns fan right now, your season's over. Your season's over. Could be worse. You could be the Bengals. But at least the Bengals are trying to compete to get the number one pick. At least they'll have a future. At least there's going to be light for sure at the end of the tunnel. At least I hope. Oh, yeah. I agree. I think a lot of those guys might get suspended. Marquise Pouncey might get suspended. Maybe Rudolph could get suspended. I don't know. A lot of suspensions in this game. A lot of injuries in this game. This was a very, very brutal game. Steelers-Browns is looking at like Steelers-Bengals right now. No love lost between those two. Which is crazy because the Steelers haven't lost the Browns since 2014. Outside of all their wins. Yeah, that's true. I mean, appeal does come. Appeal in terms of players comes after money. That's just how it works. But I doubt it. Bro, what was that? I don't know what happened either. I'm still puzzled myself. I'm puzzled myself what happened. I understand Charles Barkley likes to say, I'm not a role model, but guess what? You realize how many people in Cleveland, how many young boys and girls potentially look up to Myles Garrett as a role model. He is such a nice, down-to-earth guy. He's one of the best players in the league. He has Hall of Fame potential written all over him. But how do you think they must feel after seeing this? Not good. Not good at all. It's just a street brawl. It's just unbelievable. I still can't wrap my head around it. I understand this is like a knee-jerk reaction, but hey, just I can't make up my mind just how crazy that ended. Goes from a football game, people having had a free melee out there, or freaking brawl, whatever it's called, out on the field. Like, no love lost. I need a drink. I'd be stressed out too. Again, hey, I'm going to call it how it is. NFL, do something. The fans want you to do something. The players want you to do something. Kyle Juszczyk said they should suspend him for the whole season. The Browns. You mean Larry Ogunjobi? He shoved him to the ground. I think he might get suspended too. For at least maybe a game or two. Garrett, I think, might get suspended for the whole season. The good thing for me when it comes to the Browns win is Pierre Park said, well, you definitely need to be a spokesperson. Because if you have that same energy with police officers killing people, maybe they might do something. Need more of you to stand up. Thank you. I appreciate you for saying that I should be a role model. I actually was an Eagle Scout. I still am. I'm never going to get that away. That's always going to be an honor in my life. But I had the privilege of getting that honor. Myles Garrett does not deserve the privilege to play the rest of the season after those actions. It's not a knee-jerk reaction. It's not a sign of me being too soft. That's just the rules. If you can't follow the rules, and if you do it in a way that Myles Garrett did them, your privilege to do that should be revoked. Yeah. And he kept going at it, and he pulled off the helmet too. So that would already be a suspension for a game in itself. He's really having a whole alteration. Just a freaking clown show in Cleveland. After seeing this, maybe they do deserve to have Art Modell make it. Hey. Be better than what you guys have done to him after he left. Pissing on his grave like that. Actually doing that. Defecating. How dare you? That's disgusting. Could have. He was like ripping it. Like really just ripping it off. His neck. Yeah. Okay, maybe that's a little bit insane. They're not going to force Jimmy Haslam to sell the team. Well, the way that he was doing it, almost like a slasher movie villain. Anyway, he's like throwing haymakers with your helmet. Yeah, Butchley. Yeah. It's a clown show. It's a joke. It's an embarrassment. It's an utter disaster. Any word you can describe it is right here. Myles Garrett just said that I made a mistake, I lost my cool, and I regretted it. So at least he's admitting that he made the mistake. Hopefully he never does it again. Now I say it, but if he does appeal it, he can maybe get at least just 3 games. Because I really do think Myles Garrett is truly sorry. But, dude, there's 8 seconds left of the game. Just let it go. Your team is on its way to another victory. Use this as momentum to, I don't know, try to get in the wild card race. Because the division's long gone. You can't get the division now. That's the Ravens to lose. And, you know, Steelers-Browns. Great NFL rivalry. Hopefully it's good again. But Jesus. That's uncalled for, man. That's so uncalled for. I don't understand. God. I think so too. Like, it's in the title. I think he's going to be suspended as well. I mean, go from 2 big PR events. You have the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, which who even knows what's going on there? With Joe Philbin being there, and some teams are there, some teams might not be there. It's going on this Saturday. Suddenly it might happen. Who knows? And then you have this other extreme where a player literally throws another player's helmet onto their head, he could have gotten knocked out. He isn't. That's what makes it even crazier. Garrett's so chill and calm with everything. It shows you how emotions can get the best of all of us. So please, this is for everyone, not just me and for him, but for everyone listening. Use this as a learning experience. Every single one of you could behave like that. All of you can. You can always let your emotions get the best of you, and that's what happened here. It's no different. And dinosaurs, he has a degree in paleontology. He's a great guy. It could all happen to the best of us. There's bad blood between the two, it looks like. Oh, you mean Ron Artest? He didn't just punch a guy. He went to the stands after a guy threw a cup at him. The Malice at the Palace, Pacers, Pistons. What a disaster that was. Artest was suspended for the whole season. Now he's called Meta World Peace because he changed his name. Possibly because, one, he likes it, and two, maybe he wants to distance himself from that. This is not even close to the Malice at the Palace. No. Players were beating the hell out of fans. No, isn't that the NFC North? Not the AFC North? I mean, AFC North was always known for being tough. But isn't like the NFC North always known as like the black and blue division? You know, with Packers, Bears, Vikings, and Lions. Anybody to stop to think Royds or CT? Maybe he might get bad brain damage from that. I don't know. With the reason why we have the helmets is to protect skull fractures. Garrett's a strong dude. We should check Rudolph's head. Check if there's any abrasions, any internal bleeding. It's right by his temple. So that's the softest part of the brain. Softest part of the head. The skull. I mean, jeez. What's going on? What's going on here in Cleveland, guys? Please. Help it. We're begging you. Browns fans are as well. That's true. Imagine if you don't have your helmet on. It might be even worse. And do not use CTE as an excuse for his actions. Because we don't even know the details of it fully yet. That's good. They need to do x-rays on it. And if he has any skull fractures, you immediately need to put him for the rest of the game. The AFC North, it does Steelers, Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, even like, you know, Browns, Ravens. Who's making an excuse? I meant don't use CTE as the reason why Garrett did that. Don't use CTE as the reason as to why Garrett did that. Because for everything else in the game, he didn't do that. Do you think Antonio Brown? Yeah, I think Antonio Brown has CTE. I think he got it stemmed from that 2015 game against the Bengals. Of course, it's an AFC North division. Of course, it's a team in Ohio. Of course, the team has orange in their color scheme. And of course, it's affiliated with Paul Brown. So I guess it makes sense. The Bengals are trash. So now I guess it just transferred over to the Browns. Yeah. Maybe it's just, oh my God. How do you make this stuff up? Is your kid into Myles Garrett? Kind of need to. If he's asking what happened with Myles Garrett, what's going on with the news, say that, say it politely, and say, Myles Garrett hit a player over the head with his helmet. Yeah, it was a bloody game. It was a violent game. Do you know what's a violent game? This is a dirty game. It's a dirty game. Like the Steelers, I saw this meme on Twitter where it's replaced with the E logo with the snakes through it, the Red Cross logo for the ambulance, and then I think it was also like, I don't know, I think it was like Blue Cross, something like that. It was funny, but oh no, it was the disabled logo. Oh, there's so many injuries. It was just a violent game. Not really a great quarterback play, but it was just a violent game. I've seen a lot played, a lot worse, but that was a different time. In terms of recent years, since like the Bengals Steelers game that led to Ryan Shazier not having back issues, yeah, it is sad that children got to see it, but the biggest clown of this, fire Freddie Kitchens. If you want discipline to be done, you got to fire the guy in charge. Yeah, I know that Freddie Kitchens will be like, what, you're like 11th or 12th head coach since you came back into the league? But so what? Who cares? You want to try to set a standard. You want to try to set a culture. You're not going to get a good culture with this clown as your head coach. Who's in agreement with me? Raise your hand. Simple. Most are. And if whoever says no, you're an idiot. I want to call it as it is. Browns going to be led with an iron fist? Dude, they're in the Rust Belt. I would have whipped him too if I was Rudolph's teammate. Yeah. Your quarterback? Or any player? Of course, I'd whoop his ass too. I agree. You're not wrong. The league is PC now, but honestly, I don't think much is going to happen. Probably the most watched Browns game in 20 years. Still sports entertainment. The hell? I don't get that last part. About it being politically correct. I don't think so. That's just dumb. Because even the NFL, I understand the controversy with the NFL, but they know they have standards. They have standards. Ray Rice was cut and no one hired him back in. The NFL is going to do something. I mean, and like I said, he's not going to be the only guy that gets suspended or fined for this game because this was a very violent game on both sides. So, it's just Myles Garrett had a team to give him the credit. I give him credit. Do you know who I'm happy about? I'm happy that Baker Mayfield was able to speak up about it and go on and explain that he should be suspended. That's uncalled for. Because that's leadership right there. And I'm happy that Baker is showing that. He may not have played a great game, but that moment at the end of it showed improvement. But if you want to have real improvement, you're not going to get that with Freddie Kitchens. Mike McCarthy probably. Maybe. Who knows? Just, oh my God. Just a joke. It is a joke. It's a mess. Yeah, Juju got hurt. Like I said, it was a lot of injuries. That's what happened. The Sharks beat the Ducks, everyone, 5-3. So go Bay Area. Yeah. The Sharks want to get back into the playoff mix. They need to just keep winning. Just keep rattling off as many wins as you can because this is a roster that has talent. And I hate seeing a team with talent not make the big dance. Total scratcher this year to the Steelers. I mean, the Steelers, they lost a big game today. I mean, I understand that. Don't forget, both teams technically lost. The Steelers had a really good opportunity to really cement themselves in the wild card race because currently they'd be the 6th seed. Now you get the Bills who are set ahead of them. The Colts could maybe leapfrog them. The Raiders can as well. And hell, even the Titans. The Titans could do that as well. Steelers going after Cap on Saturday. You know, with how Mason Rudolph is feeling right now, that might not be out of the question. I could see that. That's like a backup for Devlin Hodges. But you already have Paxton Lynch on your roster, and Paxton Lynch knows your playbook more. I think Colin Kaepernick, I would not be shocked if the Patriots signed him, honestly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, I think he'll get picked up by the Patriots. If not, I could see the Bears, but you already have Chase Daniel as your backup. I don't see him going to a team that is red. I don't see him going to a team that's a red state. I could see him going to the Panthers, maybe because Eric Reed's there. And I think he'd be potentially be better than Will Grier as their backup, but I'm not sure about that. He's not going to the Cowboys. I doubt it. He's not going to the Eagles. He's not going to the Ravens. Patriots know that's Trump's team. Well, yeah, but there were also some rumors saying, like, from Kaepernick's agent that said, had him rumors, maybe Atlanta. I don't know. Matt Shaw played a great game. Would you have him as your third string? I mean, Matt Ryan's having another great season. One of the most underrated players in the league, period. Backup. I could see that, actually. I could see him. But I don't know. Would he want to go to a red state? That's the question I have. You know, Brett Hundley's your backup. You don't really have anyone behind him. Maybe you can. I think that could be arranged. I think it could work. But if I do feel like there's a part of me that feels like Arizona, yes, you're right. Arizona is turning purple, especially with, John McCain. But even then, John McCain wasn't really that far to the right. He was more of a moderate, which is something we kind of need today. Someone in the moderate middle, like one is too far to the left, one's too far to the right. It's like I could see him. I don't know. Maybe the Seahawks. I could see. There were some rumors that they could maybe add him, but instead they signed Austin Davis, who I don't even think is in the league anymore. Well, no, the Raiders have. They have Mike Glennon. They have Deshaun Kaiser, and if he was healthy, Nathan Peterman would be there as well. I don't think the Raiders have any. The Raiders have not shown me any indication that they'd get him. Yeah, I really do think. I think by far the team that would probably get him the most likely team again would be the Patriots, because Jarrett Stidham. The only thing he's going to be the successor to Brady. If the Patriots want to adopt that persona to really hate the league, wouldn't that be really crazy if they got Colin Kaepernick? Now that would be something. That would be something. Imagine if Colin Kaepernick becomes the future of the Patriots and Tom Brady leaves to another team, like let's say the Chargers or the Bears. Just saying. Hey, interest gets attention. I think it could be arranged. At least that's my thought. But in total, this is a pretty crazy event. It's just unbelievable how it ended. We should be talking about how the Browns have won back-to-back games for the first time this season. We should be talking about how the Browns got their first win. Yeah, I never seen him close. Yes, I never seen Belichick go to mobile quarterback. That's because it's always been Brady, really. Castle and Brissett can run, and Garoppolo can scramble. But that's just a mess right now. Browns need to get it fixed. I think they will, hopefully, in time. It's always cyclical. Yes, I can actually see him go. I can see the Broncos going after him as well because, Joe Flacco's done for the season. You have Brandon Allen. Who knows if they trust Drew Lock just yet? I could see in a range that they get Colin Kaepernick, especially considering that they tried to trade for him a few years ago. I think there was probably still a bit of a fallout from that. I don't see him going back with the 49ers. Not at all. Especially because you have Jimmy Garoppolo on your team, so why even bother? Elway messed up with him last time, so it depends if he holds a grudge. That's a good question, whether or not that could be the case. It's going to be a very, very interesting situation. Hopefully things are okay. It's really interesting to see the whole thing play out. Maybe Antonio Brown will get re-signed, but I don't know if it'll be with the Patriots again. I think it would be with another team. I don't know about the Seahawks because they got Josh Gordon instead. I could see the Eagles. I could really see him going to the Eagles. I mean, it could really help their wide receiver core, especially considering that, Nelson Aguilar, Alshon Jeffrey not having the best season. Also, Deshaun Jackson's also done for the season. You could have Jordan Matthews, but come on. Would you rather have Would you have Jordan Matthews or Antonio Brown? I'd rather have Antonio Brown. Thank you very much. But yeah, we should be talking about how the Steelers lost their first game against the Browns since 2014. We should be talking about how the Browns won back-to-back games and how they could probably change. But instead, we're talking about how Myles Garrett let his emotion get the best of him at the end of the game with 8 seconds left, ripped off the helmet of Mason Rudolph and just jammed it right on his noggin. Unbelievable. Well, anyway, guys, thank you so much for hearing from me. I really appreciated this. And like I said, NFL, do the right thing. Suspend Myles Garrett for the rest of the season, period.